I don't care if Monday's black, Tuesday, Wednesday, heart attack, Thursday, never looking back, it's Friday. Let's talk fish. Welcome, everyone. Let me. Welcome, everyone. Let me fix my audio problems. Sorry, guys, hold on. See, I forgot to mute some things, so I was getting some echo over here. Hey guys, what's going on? Just showing you some guppies gupping. You know, guppy's gonna gup. Hello everyone. I see a lot of chat scrolling by on my phone. Looks like we got a bunch of attention-starved guppies here in this really gross tank. Lost a few, but they're doing okay. Definitely got this strain well established. So let me flip this thing around and say hello. Hey guys. Spin around and get this situated here. Not using my my headphones today. Hopefully the audio's good. Hey everybody, you know that horribly sung song that I did for you? Means it's Friday. We made it. I had a pretty decent week. I'm feeling better than I did last week, so we have that going for us. Let me jump down into chat and see what we got going on. Looks like we have 8 watching right now. I'm guessing that someone's probably live streaming and maybe still live streaming. Manini Scapes in the house with the first comment. First, smiley face. Absolutely. Welcome, Manini Scapes. And we got Peplin Creek Aquatics. Good evening, my friend. Thanks so much. Jeff Miller. Jeff Miller, number 3. Teresa Cookie. Welcome, Teresa Cookie. We got Chattanooga Ed in here. It's always a good live stream. It's going to be a great live stream if we have Ed in here. What's going on? We got Susan from SLC Aquatics. Susan, welcome so much. I was in your last live stream, and yeah, I know what it's like to have to make decisions that are for the best. That it's a bummer when they result in having to, you know, temporarily break down some aquariums and temporarily say things are going to be on hold. Not goodbye. Not saying goodbye to things, just on hold. So, Susan, my heart goes out to you. I think I'm kind of caught up. Okay, no, I'm actually not caught up at all. Muppet 929, welcome Muppet 929. Zen Ginger and Kaler's Aquatics in here. Hey Bob, welcome. And Zen, always good to have you guys by. And Big J in the house. Big J, hey buddy, what's going on, man? Wow, I have a lot of messages going by, so I will never get caught up. Yeah, the blue on the guppies were pretty killer. It's actually like a platinum, but it depends on the angle. You know how guppies are, that kind of shimmery thing they get going on, and sometimes they're kind of green, silver, platinum. They're supposedly platinum galaxy tigers. Platinum tiger galaxy? I can't remember. Platinum galaxy tiger guppies, that's what they're supposed to be. Yes, Susan, my first name's Jason. Sorry, everyone. I usually introduce myself. Welcome to Redfish Bluefish with me, your host, Redfish Bluefish, a.k.a. Jason. Yes, my name is Jason. And it looks like, wow, we got 9 in here now, and we got 9 thumbs up. That's awesome, guys. I really appreciate that so much. So the title of the live stream that we're kicking off right now was starting basically a reboot. Going to reboot the old farm tanks. I'd mentioned before that I've been having some problems with some of that old legacy substrate that I was running in these aquariums, the first generation ADA substrate. And Yeah, I kind of had enough. It's not fun anymore. Definitely grows algae. There's way too many organics in it for me. So I'm getting it out of there. And I kind of wanted to show you guys, I think I mentioned to, who was it? It was maybe Manini Scapes. Yeah, I think it was Manini. We were chatting back and forth sometime, and I mentioned using some pots, maybe something that I've seen some other fish tubers doing with their plants, and I really dig the concept of it. It definitely doesn't look natural or anything like that. I mean, but I wanted to show you guys kind of what I am going to be working on. Hey, Roxana, welcome. Roxana in the house. That's always great. Let me scroll back down, man. I think I'm caught up. Yeah, Peplin Creek Aquatics, totally. Yeah, it'll be more when Lucas wraps up. You know, I don't, unfortunately, I don't get a chance to follow a lot of the bigger streams because they fall, you know, the bigger fish tubers, their streams, their live streams, because they fall at really inopportune times for me, sadly. But someone has mentioned more than once that, you know, Lucas is breaking things down and moving away. I was really surprised to hear that. I think it was, I don't know, a week and a half ago when someone told me. I hadn't actually realized that that was in the works for him. So, LRB, good luck, bud. I've lived overseas for many, many years. And, yeah. Susan from SLC Aquatic says, yes, he is moving to the islands. Yeah, exactly. He's moving onto adventures. I wish him the best of luck because I lived overseas for many, many years in several different continents, and it's super rewarding. It's grueling. That's a young man's game, in my opinion. And I am not a young man anymore, but I wish him all the best. I hope it works out great for him. So, Jeff Miller says he's moving, but just put up 79 new tanks in his house. Well, okay. So when is he moving, right? Anyway, let me show you guys kind of what I am working on. 79 new tanks, okay. Let me flip the camera around and show you kind of what I'm going to try. It's nothing like super groundbreaking. I mean, duh, it was in the YouTube thumbnail card thingy. I've got, so for illustration purposes, I got this black sand. I got a ton of it. I got some more bags of it over there, but I got a big 20-pound bag of this stuff. Good old fluval plant strat, or I guess it's just called fluval stratum now. Love it or hate it. Most of us hate it. It's just way too light to, you know, like when it's in your tank and it's filled with water, you know, plant a cutting in it, or heaven help you, a tissue culture while it's filled up with water. Good luck getting it to stay in here because it's just so light. So what I'm gonna do, I went out to Bayview Farm and what the frick is it called? Bayview Farm and Garden. That's what it's called. And they have like a closet full of this stuff. This is like a terracotta type, you know, little pot. And I'm going to line these with cheesecloth in the bottom, just a couple layers of cheesecloth. I'm going to try it out, and I am going to fill it up. I don't know, maybe fill each one about maybe only that deep. You really don't need that much aqua soil at all. And but the bummer about it is, Roxana, absolutely, you have some aquariums you like to do that. It's pretty killer. I've never, oddly enough, I bred fish in these things. I've used them upside down back in the day when before I reformed myself from being an angelfish and a discus breeder. That's what I used to do. A little personal trivia there. I've never actually grown plants in these in an aquarium, and it's totally stupid that I've never actually done that. So I went out and I picked up 10 of these little guys, and I want to usually I'm going to use some of this plant stratum, but only about that much. You don't need much. And the rest I'm going to cap with this that I also got, I don't know, like a year ago at Bayview Farm and Garden. This is it's actually for planting. It's actually for kind of like, how can I say, guys? I'm fumbling for words here. These little pebbles, they're just polished stones, and they're really pretty. I don't know if it shows up well on camera, but they're just assorted, highly polished. They are for basically succulent arrangements. There you go. That's what I was struggling. You like little desert plants like succulents and cacti and stuff like that, in a little pot, maybe like that. You would put that in there. But I'm going to cap this with this, and I'm going to try that out. So Roxana, it's great for like breeding tanks. You can take the plants. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. That's what I'm going to try. And I am going to then take all of this out, all this junk, and just do a total clean. Hey, buddy. What you doing? You grazing? Got a little Amano shrimp there. Yum yum time. He's having a nice yum yum time. There is another one in here I was looking for. Manini-scapes. Yeah, I love to watch these little guys, you know? And this is just an Amano shrimp. I mean, a lot of people would argue they're boring, and I guess they actually are a little bit boring. They're certainly not colorful, but they're incredibly active. Real jerks around a bite to eat, aren't they? Anyway, there's a second one in here. I have no idea where the second Amano came from because I certainly didn't put it in here. Oh, there it is over there. You see it? Way over there. There was only one in here. So the weird thing is, these aquariums meet. And I've been moving a lot of, I don't know what's going on. Self-cloning Amanos. I don't think so, Bob. That would be cool, though. But anyway, they're definitely both older, so I don't know what's going on, how that happened. So I was actually going to rip this tank to freaking pieces. Hey, Cichlids23, welcome, buddy. I was going to rip this plant to pizza, hello, pieces, last week. But unfortunately, remember, like the week before, I think last week I mentioned it as well, I had a problem. I made a mistake and moved some guppies into water that I shouldn't have moved them into, and it shocked the bejeepers out of them with the pH. And so I lost about a third of them, and it was a real bummer. I take a lesson from that. Not going to happen again. But one female, as a result of it, came down with live bearer's dropsy, which is not good. It's really difficult. When you get dropsy in guppies, especially because they've been stressed out, they've been moved from, I don't know, really massive temperature shifts that didn't kill them but freaked them out, or like a massive, like very acidic water into very alkaline water. Sometimes, especially females, they'll get a live bearer dropsy, and we got it going on with this poor thing. You can't probably see. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. She was pine coned big time. Her scales were all sticking out really, really bad. And that is generally a result of renal failure. It's their kidneys all jacked up. And they're not regulating salinity and fluid anymore properly. And she was much, much, much worse. She was pine coned. I mean, my God, she looked like if you touched her, she would have cut your finger and made you bleed. She was pine coned that bad. I just felt terrible. She's doing a whole lot better. A lot better. I'm trying to save her, but to be honest with you, I think she's a goner, because when she swims around, you'll notice on her side that's facing us, I don't know if you can see it, you'll notice a very faint pink, like a pink hue under her scales, and that is almost certainly internal bleeding, hemorrhaging. Again, there's really, unless the live bearer's dropsy is from bacteria, which it certainly isn't, because she came down with it in here. And all these guys are killer, happy, healthy, begging for food constantly. No pine coning, you see. Gorgeous, gorgeous female. It's Platinum Galaxy Tiger Guppy female. Yeah. So you see her hiding there under there, you know, in the shadow by herself. It's because she feels so lousy. So that's a real bummer, man. I'm trying, but she is eating a little bit, and she's not pine coned out as bad. So she may come through it, you know. Yeah, you know, it sounds cheesy that a lot of people would be like, "Oh, that's this idiot. It's just a guppy, dude. It's just a guppy." Yeah, it is, but it's a living thing too, man. And I am her quote unquote owner, even though I call into question actually owning an animal. But that's a subject I don't want to get involved in. So anyway. Oh yeah, so while we chat, I am going to cut some cheesecloth. I'm gonna put in the bottom of this thing. And I want you guys to please, oh, thanks, Susan. Yeah, caring for the animal. Absolutely, we gotta do it. We gotta do it, man. Especially when we dug money out of our pocket and we bought these animals, right? Often, and I've been guilty of this, often we buy animals as accessories. And that's not cool when you do that. So I always remind myself, living things, you know, do your best, respect them, all that. And that's why she's in that tank, hopefully recovering. Man, this stuff is just all jacked up. I don't know how I'm gonna cut this. Jeez. So anyways, go back to chat while I work. Yeah, Teresa, absolutely. Oh, thanks, Sean, OOTD. Appreciate that comment, buddy. I hope she gets better, too. She's had a couple of batches of fry, for sure, already. All of them have. And, you know, they're fantastically healthy guppies. And they make a lot of fry. By the way, which I am sending out, I made an offer to send a few people some fry, some guppies. And I went to send them, and I had 0 breather bags. 0. Apparently, I had used them all. And yeah, so I had to order some. I got those today, those breather bags today. So I will be sending some guppies out. And these shears are just terrible, man. They don't cut this cheesecloth worth anything. All right. I'm gonna cut my hand off with this thing. Supposedly these are those, you can cut through pennies with them and all this nonsense. I doubt it. Susan from SLC Aquatics says they're beautiful guppies. Thanks. What am I calling them? Thanks for that, Susan. I appreciate it. They are Platinum Galaxy Tigers. I got them. They're from Thailand. And I got a trio, actually. I got 2 females and a male. And they were great for a while. And, you know, I went through the normal protocol of making sure that, you know, deworming, all that stuff, you know, deparasiting them, all that stuff that you normally want to do with guppies, definitely guppies. And certainly when they've been imported from Asia, you want to treat them right away. And to be honest with you, the trio that I got, kind of from get-go, slowly faded, very slowly faded. And both females, after they gave birth to a couple of litters of fry, schools of fry, whatever you call them, they started to get that telltale, you know, curvature in the spine that a lot of people mistake for, oh, it's fish tuberculosis. No, almost never in guppies. It's not. It's a sign of pretty intense inbreeding. What happens is when they're inbred like that, guys, you probably know this, forgive me if you do know this, when they're inbred really, really badly and they have pretty rotten genes, to be honest with you, what happens is female guppies, they'll give birth to the first school of fry and everything seems fine. And all you, especially ladies, you human ladies, you know that when you're pregnant and you're developing new life in you, nutrients and calcium and stuff like that are taken from the mother in small amounts, hopefully, slowly, and used to produce the young, as well as nutrients that you're eating and that sort of thing. What happens in guppies is when they're inbred really bad, it starts to impact the cartilage in their spines and in their backs. They lose way more cartilage than they should be due to the inbreeding. And that's why after 2 or 3 litters, you'll start to see them start to break down really badly. And that's what happened basically to all 3 guppies. They broke down and they didn't survive really. I think it was about maybe 8 months, and that was it, unfortunately. Even though I treated them and took care of them. So this is all the offspring that I've been working with. Little story there. So anyway, got a little bit of cheesecloth in here. I'm gonna try this. I've never actually used a fluval capped with gravel before. The reason why I'm not putting a lot of fluval stratum in there is, like I say, it's really light. I've said it before. When you have plants planted in it and you cap it and you pull it out, the roots will drag up a lot of fluval stratum with it. So I'm gonna cap it with a lot of gravel, a lot, to hopefully prevent that from happening. And we'll see results in a couple weeks. So let me pour some of this here. That's just a little bit. I'll definitely be taking that little female out of that tank before I put these in there, because this stuff will vent ammonia for sure. The last thing she needs is ammonia problems on top of what she's got going on. Roxana says, don't the roots come out of those too? Then you got to cut the pot up and get them out. The roots come out of these. Oh, well, if I pull them up, the roots will come out for sure. But the roots grab onto the fluval plant stratum. It kind of grows into it. And it, when you pull the plant out of the substrate, the roots have a lot of fluval plant stratum clinging to them. What capping it with this gravel does, hopefully, is when you start to pull the roots out or the plant out, if you need to, the gravel will drag the fluval plant stratum off the roots as you pull it up. Hopefully, that's the theory. We'll see. So let's see. We've got that. We're gonna try some of this gravel, like I was saying. Hey, Fishy Fun 57, welcome. Welcome, Moonstone. Sorry if I've missed anyone. Let me go up a little bit here. Sean OOTD, I think I got you, bud. Yeah, I think I'm good. So let's get started with this thing here. That's the theory. That's the theory. We're gonna try it. I mean, one thing's for sure, plants will grow in there. I mean, honestly, I could put just this gravel in there with a little tiny bit of root tab in there if I wanted to, and plants will grow fine for a little while. Not terribly well, but they would live. I'm gonna cap it with some gravel here. Let me see if I can show you guys kind of what I'm doing. Pretty boring, actually. See if you can see that. Yeah, I think you're good. All right. I'm gonna cap it like that. Man, stupid fiber, go down in there. I don't want to see you, homie. All right, cool. Oh, here's another one on this side. See if I can mash it down with my sausage fingers. My not so nimble sausage fingers. There you go. Just like, something like that. And not too much aqua soil. You don't need much at all. Not just, capped with just enough gravel. Actually, I think that gravel's kind of pretty. Anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm working on here, guys, while I talk to y'all. Oh, you know what? Thanks, Manini. Appreciate it. Roxana, all you guys. So the idea is I'm going to have whoa, hold on. I don't want this gravel to freaking fall over. That would be a bummer. Where can I put it? Hold on. Okay, cool. Hey, Punchy Paints, welcome. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have these, you know, kind of lined up more or less next to each other like that in a row, then have the next ones kind of staggered like that. And I'm gonna have that set up on top of this black, super black sand that I'm gonna put in here. I'm gonna nuke everything in here except for this female. Oh, she's out. See, she's not really terribly pine coned out. You can see some there. See the pinkness on her side I was talking about, guys? That's most likely hemorrhaging. See that kind of pinkness there under her skin, unfortunately, on her side. So anyway, hopefully she'll make it, but I'm gonna take all the substrate out of there tomorrow morning, scrape everything, and I'm gonna hit this aquarium really hard with sodium dichloroisocyanurate, which is that effervescent tablet that I use in water to surface sterilize plants. That stuff is, yeah, it'll sterilize anything you put in it, including algae, you know, bacteria, BBA, whatever. It's serious. It's basically bleach. Well, it's not bleach, but the effect is the same. It adds tons of free chlorine to whatever you throw it in, and it starts bubbling in. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. And then I'm gonna, in place of that substrate, it's all cleaned out, I'm gonna get it all filled up again and do a quick cycle on the aquarium with some quick start. And then I'm gonna put those pots in there and get started. I'm gonna rebuild it, and hopefully it'll be a lot more organized this time. So I wanna show you guys some stuff I have going, stuff I have going on in the tissue culture lab. You guys have already seen that. The guy's getting old. So we have some activity, plenty of activity. This is the Persicaria Sao Paulo that we tissue culture together. We definitely got a lot of activity, but none of it's good. As I've said multiple times, the phytohormone that we used on this plant, which is TDZ with thidiazerone, and that's the cytokinin. Remember we did, let's review our science just a little bit and then I'll shut up. We have two kinds of plant growth hormone really that we use. We have a cytokinin, which is for shoot development, typically speaking. That's very general. It's for other things too, but typically speaking, one type is cytokinin, and that's usually for rooting. Right, root development, I'm sorry, not rooting, shoot development. And then we have an auxin, which is typically for rooting. So this one, our cytokinin is thidiazerone, TDZ, a totally artificial man-made one. TDZ is actually an herbicide, but in tiny, tiny amounts, it definitely has cytokinin-like activity. Our auxin was NAA, naphthalene acetic acid. So let me show you what we have. Remember this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 is a subculture, is the first generation of our subculture. We took one of these much larger plants, right? It's curling all around because it's growing so tall. It's trying to flip itself upside down, get to the light. We cut 2 of these guys up and we subcultured them. And like I said last time, definitely TDZ and NAA is not the right phytohormone profile for this plant. So let me show you what I meant by that. I don't know if you can see this. We have organogenesis here. Now let me swirl it around and show you why this is not good. This was from one piece of X plant, one, not 2. But we have 2 distinct pieces of plant, right? So what we have here, let me see if I can move closer, is the start of like a shoot and a really weird deformed leaf coming off of it. And that happened and then split into 2 and then separated and died, which is really bizarre. I've never seen it do that. Here's another example of what you don't want to see. If you see this sort of thing, you're definitely not barking up the right tree. Perhaps I should show you guys this plant in its natural form, how it's supposed to look, how its leaf shape is supposed to be. I showed you last time, but what the hell? I'll show you again. It's this guy right here. There's a little aquascape here. It's this plant, this little guy here, this long one. Kind of bamboo-like Persicaria plant. So it's supposed to have these long leaves. Oh, Pam wants to know if she's going to get to see her ex's namesake. No, he's upstairs, and we got some people up there, but you can see many brothers. These are the brothers of little Pete. These are his much larger brothers and sisters, I should say. But no, this is Persicaria Sao Paulo. That's how it's supposed to look, right? Oh, let me flip this. Supposed to look. That's how it's supposed to look. And you see, let me show you what you get when your cytokinin and auxin, either they're not balanced or they're just straight up wrong. This second one here is a really prime example of it. So you see we developed a long shoot. Remember that piece of explant was like much smaller than my pinky fingernail, remember? So we developed here a long shoot. Let me see if I can put it over here. We developed a long shoot, and with these weird stubby little leaves coming off of it that are not shaped correctly at all. They definitely don't look the way that this one looks, this tissue culture, you see? Basically what happened, Manini, is the phytohormone profile is not correct. So let me see if I can show another. I found one really great example of a plant trying to do the right thing and failing. Here, hold on, where was that one? Well, geez, now I lost it, guys. Oh, it's this one, actually. Well, gosh, I actually don't think it is, fellas. Oh, it's this one. Here we go. So you see this one down low? There's little stubs kind of coming off of it. Kind of little side nubs coming off of it. So it tried to multiply and create multiple shoots, not just one shoot, but 2 or 3, and it failed. All of this is just a prime example. When you see this going on, you're definitely using the wrong phytohormone. The plant's just wigging out. The meristems are trying to do the right thing, which is, when you have more cytokinin than you have auxin. Remember, guys, when you have more cytokinin than you have auxin, typically speaking, you're trying to proliferate shoots, which is 99% of the time where you start, 100% of the time where I start because of the types of plants that I tissue culture, right? So you want more cytokinin than auxin, and that's going to give you shoot proliferation. Later, you do the opposite. You use more auxin than cytokinin, and that's where you get your root development. So definitely, these are getting thrown out. It's a failure. This guy's okay. I'll probably plant him just to let him live. But yeah, I'm going to revisit this plant, this Persicaria Sao Paulo. Yeah, that's absolutely scientific, Zen. Wigging out is a scientific term. I'm going to keep playing with this plant. I love it. It's a great plant to tissue culture. It's not hard to surface sterilize. Now this is our Ludwigia repens mini super red. See if I can get it under decent light. We have success. That's not a great example. Let me see if I can find a better one. There we go. I don't know if you can see. That was a little tiny. Let me swirl it and get it spinning around. This is a little tiny node with a bunch of shoots developing and bouncing out of it. See, if I put it in front of the light, you'll see there's a bunch of little stick-looking things popping out of it at the top. Those are shoots. I don't know how many you're going to get. Usually with this, let's see, what do we use? 0.10 let me say it again, 0.10 milligrams of TDZ per milliliter and 0.0, wait, let me think about that. Yeah, 0.05 actually milligrams of TDZ and 0.10 milligrams of NAA. That's how powerful this stuff is. We use very, very little. And clearly it's working. In fact, here's a great shot, I think. See if I can zoom in. You can see from there, you see that little thing floating there? It's like mainly colored black, kind of black colored, but you see there's some green. Let's see. See if I can give you a shot of that. There we go, look at that. Look at that, finally got a shot of it, guys. Now, yeah, you see all those little boing, 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 little things kind of growing out of it. Those are all going to be shoots. Now, the bad news is we might have contamination in this guy because I noticed something. When I swirled it around, I noticed some stuff flying around. Well, let's inspect it. Yep, you see that stuff kind of whizzing around in there? There you go, there's that word again, whizzing around. Those little bits, little white bits. That's usually not what you want to see. I suspect that's it's probably contamination. So, which is a bummer because, how do you zoom this stupid thing out? There we go. Which is a bummer because this would be the second time we've kind of battled contamination with Ludwigia repens Mini Super Red. I don't know yet. I'm going to keep watching it, but frankly, I don't have a good feeling. I think that's contamination. But the good thing is we're moving in the right direction because we didn't kill our tissues when we surface sterilized it like we did the time before. We straight up killed it, taking it up to, what was it, 600 milligrams of NADCC for 17 minutes. That definitely killed the tissues. So we cut that down to 250 milligrams of NADCC per liter of water for 17 minutes. And it definitely did not kill the plant, but it looks like we have contamination. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna let those rock, but normally what we do in a lab kind of scenario, if you read protocols, buy the books and all that sort of thing, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to repeat that, and I'm gonna use 250 milligrams of NADCC per liter of water, but I am going to put the explant in there probably for 8 hours instead of 17 or 27 minutes or whatever it is, because it seems that at that dosage it's definitely it's definitely mild enough. It doesn't seem to be affecting negatively Ludwigia repens. That's the one thing with tissue culture you're always worried about. Are you killing the plant, explant as you sterilize it? So hopefully not. So that's a little update there. So definitely on our Persicaria Sao Paulo, nope. TDZ with NAA is not going to work. The reason why it worked, hey Bob, Bob Kaler, correct me if I'm wrong, bud, weren't you the one that was asking why are liquid tissue cultures more effective than non-liquid tissue cultures? I think it was a question you had. It's a perfect example, a perfect way to explain to you why the first time we did Persicaria Sao Paulo in that gelled tissue culture, it was okay. It actually worked, right? It wasn't super fast, some of them, but they didn't freak out and mutate on us or anything like that, break down. Yet when we subcultured the same plants and we used it in exactly the same recipe to reculture them again, right? The nodes from that plant that we produced, They broke down. They freaked out. Why? Liquid tissue culture. The only difference that we did in the recipe is that we did not gellify it. We didn't stiffen it up with agar. So that's a prime example of that shows you that simply not adding agar and leaving it in liquid form allowed enough TDZ and NAA, which are not correct phytohormones for that plant. We know that now. It let more of it be absorbed by the plant's tissues, and that's all it took, right? We used the same recipe, we just didn't add agar. So that goes to show you how much more effective liquid cultures are at transporting carbon, phytohormones, that sort of thing, to your X-plant, as opposed to gelled tissue cultures. So anyway, guys, I'm going to give you guys some huge news. I heard my wife taking a phone call upstairs, and while I was showing you the tissue culture, she stuck her head around the corner to tell me the good news. I already know the good news. I overheard it. Let me break with tradition a little bit. I'm not going to talk about fish or plants or tissue cultures or anything for a minute. We made an offer today on a piece of land and some property on it, kind of a farm, sort of farmish situation. Made a very competitive offer, and it was accepted. So that's going to be big news. Not really going to talk much about what's going to come out of that. So really big things, really cool stuff's going to come out of that. We are all on the channel going to be doing some very, very cool stuff out of that location. So thanks, guys. I see some congrats, some nice man, yay, yay. Scrolling through on my phone. Thanks so much. I'm really pumped up. It's really, really a killer deal. Very nice deal. Even got kind of a mother-in-law type house, a little small cottage behind the main house kind of deal, plenty of land. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Anyway, very, very pumped up about that. Thanks, Pam. Thanks, everybody. Let me switch back over, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna just continue doing right now. Yeah, little Pete is upstairs, and he's with his gals. So we're gonna give him a little bit of a break tonight. He hasn't been eating very much. He's super picky. I don't know what his deal is. That's right, Moonstone. Hashtag new house. Whoop whoop. Yeah, it's a 3-bedroom. It's like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Very, very open floor plan, which I dig. I always prefer kind of more of an open floor plan. So that's gonna be really killer to have to work with. So let me set this tripod down. I'm sorry that's so shaky, so crappy. There we go. Look at that. That's better. So I'm going to fill this guy. This is basically what I'm going to be doing tonight, talking to you guys and chilling and filling these little pots up. I hope to be able to move that little female guppy tomorrow back with her brothers and sisters. She really does look like she's recovering, and to be honest with you, she's trying to swim through the glass constantly to get to be with her, her brothers and sisters. She does not want to be in that aquarium all alone. At first, I had to isolate her to make sure, and I was 99% sure that the live Barrett's dropsy that she was exhibiting was, due to renal damage. And cellular damage. When you take fish very, very abruptly out of quite acidic water and you put them into water pH of, 7.6, 7.8, acidosis will occur at a cellular level, and they are done for. Very few fish can survive that. There are a few that have adapted to deal with, really gnarly swings like that, but definitely guppies are not among them. So I'm going to put some of this here. Actually, let me mash this fiber down. Cool. Yeah, guys, I am super, super pumped up. We've been looking for a while, and it's definitely, it's less land than I had my eye on initially. However, the land that this place has is so much more usable, totally flat, you know, which is a big problem on the island where we live in. Often you get land out here that's, you know, on paper it's great. And then you go out there and you're like, oh my gosh, there's just gullies everywhere. Hey, Blackie, welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. Jeff Miller says, my well runs at 8.4. Whoa, man. I'm actually not surprised. I'm not surprised. We have wells up here as well. But we draw, when you go down and you drill a well here, you are often, at least on this island, on the south part of the island where we are, you're very, very likely to begin drawing water out of an aquifer. A very, very large aquifer with super, super soft water that comes out of it. I don't know if you guys know this, but the greater Seattle area, you know, Seattle, Linwood, all that, their tap water has a TDS out of the tap of like, you know, 60, maybe 65. So very, very soft water up here, which is good and bad depending on what you want. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm just going to set these things up and look at chat while you look at these flower pots. Maniniscapes, yep, absolutely. Got a nice congrats TC Lab time. Oh yeah, definitely. I've been looking at space already, figuring out where I'm gonna do stuff. Absolutely, man. Yeah, definitely huge news about that. So more to come on that for sure. Let me see, how am I gonna cut this stupid stuff, man? This cheesecloth is the worst to cut. This does not like to be cut at all. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty big news. I am going to probably not be working in the tissue culture lab this weekend. I've got a lot of other stuff going on. I actually have to sort out a garage that looks like it was raided. But yeah, absolutely cool. Oh, there is one thing that I thought about, and I'm gonna do. I've thought about, you know, we did a giveaway, and that was awesome, by the way. The book giveaway that we did, that was a whole lot of fun, and I got a lot of feedback on it via email, some of it, and the feedback was really, really positive, and people like it a great deal. You know, the contest and the giveaways, and not really so much because they're getting something, but it's fun, you know. It's kind of a I guess the anticipation of it all. I got some messages that people really enjoy that, so I definitely would like to do more of those, and might like to make it a little fun, like tell you guys I'm going to be doing them unannounced. You know what I mean? Like by unannounced, I mean don't expect to see a YouTube thumbnail that says giveaway! Exclamation! 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 What if we just try doing some that, you know, you never know when I'm going to do one. You just gotta tune in to see if I'm doing one, right? And in that way, people that are, you know, regular subscribers and regular viewers, they would kind of be rewarded, I guess, for being consistent. I don't know. I haven't really thought it out all that much yet. Kind of, what do you guys think about that sort of thing? Could work, I think. Anyway, got a little bit of soil there. Oh, Jeff Miller, you bought that book even though you didn't win it. Oh, that's great, man. It's a really great book. You will not go wrong with it at all. If you want to mess around with plant micropropagation, or you even want to learn about just plant science and not necessarily do anything with it, it's the perfect book for that, man. It really is. All right, I think we're good on this one. There we go. So yeah, making progress there. So we're at, oh my gosh, we're already at 8:20, guys. Holy smokes. I cannot believe I've been on here 50 minutes already, and we haven't really done a whole lot. Sheesh. Naughty me. Well, it's a big day, you know. Like I say, we got that big news of basically buying a farm. Well, not a farm, buying a house with another house behind it, kind of a guest house sort of thing, on plenty of land to do cool stuff on, farmy stuff on. So yeah, that's pretty big news. So in celebration of that, oh, whoa, we got someone in chat here, Rose Aquatics. My husband had a heart attack. Ro, I'm really, really sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh. That is, that's a bummer. Really sorry to hear that, Ro. I hope everything's okay. Yeah, that is, that's not good to hear. Definitely thoughts and prayers and all that go out to you and your husband. Hopefully, you know, he's in a hospital and stabilized and all that. Geez, hang in there. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to help out, Ro. Bob Kaler's usually pretty good about being on that sort of thing, and you know, you get a lot of friends here. You get a lot of, not just fish friends, but real friends. So yeah, let us know what we can do to help, Ro, please. Yeah, but anyway, had a big day today. Got some good news and a bit of sad news just now. Definitely, heart goes out to Rose Aquatics. I wanted to do a bit of something for you guys. Do another little giveaway. Nothing really big. It is something that you've seen me use before, and some people commented like, "Oh yeah, those are great. I need to get some of those." And I was digging around. I don't know if you guys know this. I used to be a dealer, like an online, not a drug dealer, but an online dealer of aquatic plants, aquatic plant related stuff, just online, not really big time or anything. So I still have some stuff from those days, and I thought that I would offer a couple of really small things to give away. Not just one thing, but two things. So the first thing is, I'll show you, it's not big, but I'm gonna give it away to one of you guys because I appreciate you being here and spending time. And the first thing that I'll offer for grabs is these Tropica nutrition capsules. These are there's 10 of them in here, and they're little like plant care. Basically, if you know what root tabs are, then you know what these are. But it's meant to be used with like tropical substrate, really any kind of substrate you use. And they're little capsules. You just split them apart and pour them into the substrate before you set up the aquarium, and it adds a lot of nutrition to it. So we're going to give away those, and I'm also going to give away a pair of something that you guys mentioned before me using. You said, "Hey, I like those." These things. These are the Tropica S-shaped scissors for trimming your plants. You can see there. And I will offer these up to somebody. So this will be the quote-unquote grand prize, and this will be the runner-up, right? So this will be like, or the consolation, or however you want to put it. So we'll make it fun. So yeah, just like before, if you guys want to enter, if you're interested in receiving in a little envelope some of these little nutrition capsules from Tropica, or if you're interested in the grand prize of these S-shaped scissors from Tropica, all you have to do is do what you did last time. All you have to do is wait until we're finished here, and just go drop me a comment in this video. Don't comment now in live chat trying to enter. Just drop me a comment in this video's comments when we're finished here. And we got to come up with something, guys. Help me come up with something. Hashtag something to let me know that you want to be considered for a totally free giveaway. You don't have to do anything to enter. Okay, anyone can enter. I got to say that. Got to follow the rules. You have to do nothing special. You don't have to buy anything. You have to really do anything weird. You just have to tell me that you want to be considered by dropping a hashtag comment in the comments of this video after we end the live stream. So help me come up with, oh, there we go. Aquariums maintained by Andy. Came up with it right there. Hashtag Bendy, let's see. Let's see, shiny scissors, bendy scissors. Yeah, I think, I think that somebody, scissors, that's probably a commonly a word that could be misspelled easily. I'm not saying you guys are going to misspell it, but I'd like to avoid the possibility of that. So something hashtag easy. There you go. Punchy paints. There you go. How about that? Hashtag new house. I like punchy paints. We're going to keep it simple on this one. Whether it's uppercase or lowercase is irrelevant with the tool that I use. And thank you, Moonstone, and everybody for the suggestions. We'll just keep it simple. I liked bendy scissors, to be honest with you. I dig that, Andy. That was cool. But yeah, I think Cichlids 23, the Benford 3000. No, dude. They're not Benford 3000s. Yeah, so hashtag new house. When we finish this stream, if you guys want to be considered, this is consider it like a double giveaway, right? It's just fun stuff. I think these things retail for the bendy scissors. I don't know, don't get me lying. I want to say maybe $20 or something, maybe $18, something like that. And these little nutrition capsules, I'm not sure what these go for anymore. I think they're like $10 maybe 8, 12, I don't know. I'm not even sure how much a banana costs these days, man. $10, 20. It's a little reference to Arrested Development. Anyway, yeah, you got me saying bendy scissors, Andy. You definitely did. So all you got to do is wait until we're done here. And actually, it's 8:27 p.m. my time, and that's close enough to 8:30. We're going to wrap it up. But if you want to be considered, it's like a double thing. We're going to give away the plant nutrition capsules from Tropica, and we're also going to give away one pair of these bendy scissors. Just drop me a hashtag new house. Doesn't matter if it's uppercase, lowercase, whatever. And I really appreciate you guys spending time and hanging out with me. Oh yeah, please comment in the comments section of the video after it's uploaded and after it's done and all that. Don't comment now. It's going to be hashtag new house. Drop that in the comments, and it just lets me know that you want to be considered. We're going to do the drawing, figuring out the 2 lucky winners. One's the grand prize winner, and one's the consolation runner-up. We're going to do that next live stream next Friday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, right here. And I always forget to say this earlier, guys. If any of you in here now have not subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider clicking that magical button and subscribing. And please don't forget that bell. If you don't mash that stupid bell, you're not going to get notified whenever I'm doing cool stuff like giving away bendy scissors and possibly blowing up tissue culture labs, starting fires. All kinds of stuff happens here. We haven't started any fires yet, but one of these days, you never know. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate you coming by and spending time with me. I have not been paying very close attention to chat at all this live stream, so I apologize if I've missed anyone and I've missed anyone, talking to me directly. I always go back and try to play catch up. So, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember, hashtag new house in the comment section of this video when it's done, and we're going to figure out who the 2 lucky winners are next weekend. Until next time, thanks for coming by and hanging out with me. My name's Jason, and you have been watching Red Fish, Blue Fish. Peace.